Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Feels a little racist to say that about myself, not gonna lie to you. Turns out that Donald Jamarcus Trump was actually a secret FBI informant for the FBI. That's right. He was a secret FBI informant figuring out the Epstein files. Did you know that? Oh, sorry. That was a false statement. Mike Johnson backpedal. Oh, sorry. That's not what I'm talking about today. He called the cops one time in 2006 on Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm so sorry. That's what we're talking about today. So my bad. I'm so many different Warshak level conspiracy themed tests that are messing me up so much. It confuses me, and everybody's trying to figure out the image of making him a hero with this conspiracy themed Rorschach test that I just get so confused. So the claim is that Donald Trump, this is from an ex-Floridian man, ex-Floridian chief, police chief, I believe, that an ex-Floridian police chief is saying, hey, Donald Trump actually called me and told me that Epstein is evil and Ghislaine is evil. Now I'm going to read this bar for bar, verse for verse. Let me grab my phone. Hold on. So this was reported on 10/18/2019. This is 404. It says, new Epstein was disgusting, referring to Donald Trump. Trump said Maxwell was Epstein's operative. She is evil and to focus on her. Trump said blank that he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present and Trump got the hell out of there. Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out they were investigating Epstein. No one could explain how Epstein made his money. They knew he worked for Bear Stearns. Blank was told that Epstein was kind of a technical guy that would make it happen, but you didn't want to know how. None of the witnesses that PBPD spoke with said they had sexual contact with other men other than Epstein while in Epstein's orbit. Blank had one time went out screaming. I'm sorry, this screen is so small. Prince Andrew was a fixture in Palm Beach and had no protection while there. Blank had done interviews in the past which blank people, tax victims, thought the PPBD was paid off by Epstein, which was why blank went and did these interviews. He felt he needed to defend BPPD. An interior designer told the BPD that the rooms in the Virgin Islands had been decorated for teenage girls. Blank contacted the Virgin Islands Police Department, but they were not helpful. In the end, when Epstein turned himself into plea to the misdemeanor, Blank was not notified and found out from the newspaper. So people are formally focusing on the part that's highlighted right here. Trump said Maxwell was Epstein's operative. She is evil, and to focus on her. So what I'm understanding here from this is, and this is just maybe a horrible interpretation of everything, is that Trump said that Ghislaine was evil, Ghislaine Maxwell was evil, is what I'm grasping here, and to focus on Ghislaine because it seems as though it sounds like, this is crazy, it sounds like he's defending Epstein a little bit in here. Maybe I'm stupid, and maybe I'm wrong. I got, maybe I'm dumb. But this doesn't feel like he was a secret operative. I don't know where people are getting this interpretation from, but a lot of people are frantically claiming that this exonerates Trump completely. It doesn't. A one-off remark from somebody from the police department, an ex-police chief, doesn't exonerate Trump at all. I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. Imagine if I said, man, I was around Adolf for years, just years. I knew he was a weird guy, but one time I told the police about him, and I said, hey, don't focus on Adolf. Focus on the girl Adolf is with. That's you know what I'm saying, that's his Adolf's operative. That's exactly what happened. There's no difference between those two statements to me. Because the first frantic claim that Trump was a secret informant who toppled the Epstein network, that didn't spread. That didn't spread that far. It didn't spread that much. It didn't do anything. Let's call it a black hole of nothing, right? It's a vortex of wealth, power, and incomprehensible cruelty. It was disgusting, right? The human psyche recoils from that because they say, this sounds kind of stupid. Doesn't make any sense that he was an informant. Mike Johnson backpedaled. It did that, right? So they invented a savior. It plucks a central controversial figure and retrofits him with the clandestine mission, transforming a sprawling, decades-long institutional failure into this big lone wolf redemption arc for Donald Trump. He's a lone wolf. He's a furry. Motor City FurCon this weekend, by the way. Just want to point that out. So they gave Donald Trump this big narrative saying, he's always been a good man. Donald Trump, when has Donald Trump been mean, spiteful, or evil towards anybody? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't sound like my president. He's just showing his power. He's flipping the script. He's a misunderstood Avenger. That's what he is. That's right. You can sleep with that story. You see, one statement out of 3.5 million documents against Trump is insane. You can't get past that slow, boring part of the actual documents, which detail a web of enablers. Not a single silver bullet. Not one. You didn't solve a mystery. You didn't do anything. But I'm enjoying one thing about this. See that? The Democrats are pissed that Trump is exonerated. No, I don't think the Democrats are pissed that Trump is exonerated. I think we're confused why Trump held on to this information, didn't tell anybody, allowed this to go on for so many years, and then proceeded to act like he didn't know anything about what Epstein was doing, and then proceeded to say he did know about what Epstein was doing in 2006, when recently he said he didn't know what Epstein was doing. Maybe that's a fault to his memory. Maybe I'm stupid. You cannot be this stupid, right? Reasonably, people went into overdrive. By the way, everybody's defending Trump. Every big account is defending Trump. Every single big grifting account, all of them are latching on to this. You see it all over Twitter right now, all over X, whatever you want to call it. I might be dead naming X, I don't really care. And this just keeps going. Then arrives this second data point for everybody, right? This is what they're doing. The reported phone call in 2006 where Trump allegedly expressed support for a local investigation. And the public imagination, hungry for their hero narrative, immediately performs deep alchemy, chemistry, turning pyrite into actual gold. It takes the single, isolated, unverified, mind you. This is not even verified. Not even verified. It's not verified. It takes this interaction and attempts to transmute it into, this is moral clarity. Trump knew that what he was doing to those children was wrong, so he decided to, come on, let's stop doing this, guys. Guys, us, the ball crushing factory, realized that we shouldn't be crushing balls. This phone call, this one singular phone call, has enlightened so much. What is with these people? I think calling it a cult would be generous at this point. I want to point this out. This is so important. I don't think it's every Republican or conservative. I think these are far right MAGA people. Now, conservatives and Republicans, they are disapproving of Trump. His approval rating is in the hole right now. And I do commend and appreciate the conservatives and Republicans that see that Trump is kind of a little bit insane. Just a little bit crazy. They're understanding that, yeah, this is a little bit nuts. But the people that are trying to push this narrative and going into overtime to actively try to defend Trump, it's asinine. Calling the authorities on someone once, mind you, one time, years before the full scope was known, does not unring a bell. It does not erase the documented years of shared social orbit, the photographed camaraderie, the quotes of mutual praise, the existence within the same insulated ecosystem of wealth that served as Epstein's primary camouflage and shield. One reported action, one, does not bleach a history of proximity. At best, at very best, it reveals maybe inconsistency, a flicker of recognition or opportunism that stands in stark contrast to the subsequent years-long public strategy of minimization, distance, and narrative recalibration once the scandal became politically radioactive. That's all it did. One off-kilter, unverified phone call doesn't really do anything. You know, like, it doesn't do anything. This emotional carpentry. People are taking two disparate, thin pieces of lumber, the informant myth and the phone call, two pieces that don't correlate, and then nailing them together. They're building a raft. Oh yeah, built that raft, and getting closure. Oh, this is great. This is a strange, odd, aberrant, desperate attempt to construct a platform above the murky, terrifying waters of the 3.5 million documents, mind you. I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get it. Epstein's operation was enabled not by just one monster. It was a habitat of silence, of transactional friendship, of legal insulation, of social prestige that rendered him untouchable. Focusing on whether one powerful man gets partial credit doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Think of the question. Why was this possible for so long? Right? Can we ask that question? And then you change it into this easier question. Did this one guy do a good thing once? Oh, you are pissing me off a little bit because it doesn't make any sense. Use your brain for a second. Use your mind. Use your mind brain thing that has been gifted to you by Yahweh, right? It's been gifted to you by God. You believe in God, right? You believe in the one most high. Use your brain for a second. One good thing. One good thing. You know, this is really cool. There's a picture, and this is the interesting picture of our boy Adolf here, looking pretty friendly with some children. Seems like a good guy. Seems like a good guy. As a matter of fact, this guy was Person of the Year. Pretty good guy. Pretty chill dude, right? Pretty cool guy. Does this one good thing excuse all the bad things? Does it? I don't think so. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe if I do one good thing. No, you're right. You're right. You know, I'm thinking about this now. You're right. Because that's how Christianity works. See, it works on forgiveness, the principle of forgiveness. So when somebody is forgiven in totality, you are worthy of grace and praise, and you earn your spot in heaven. That's what it is. It's forgiveness. It's deep forgiveness. I like that. That's good. That's good. It's stupid. You're an idiot. What's wrong with you? This is the precise mechanism by which true, and I do mean true, accountability evaporates. I know people on the internet don't care about accountability. They care about feeling happy they're tearing somebody apart. See, it gets diluted in the solvent of good guy narratives. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. When you stop interrogating the architecture of the corruption that built Epstein, and you start awarding, oh, here goes a participation trophy. You weren't as monstrous as the other guy. The most disturbing revelation is our reaction. Ignore the files, talk about our reaction. It's our collective willingness to accept fragments as absolution. That's insane. Why are you treating a footnote of decency, real or imagined, whether it's real or fake, doesn't really matter. It's not a moral reset button for everything else that has happened. These two moments, the informant myth and the phone call, don't prove a conspiracy or a covert hero. You know what they prove? They prove that you have a collective yearning for a clean resolution in a story that is so irredeemably evil and dirty and cruel. The truth, whatever the truth may be, I know it keeps insisting on complexity, on complicity, on a failure that is woven into the fabric of power itself. And we keep trying to edit it into a single satisfying plot twist. There is no satisfying plot twist. It doesn't exist. The real horrifying thing about this whole thing is your tragic, childlike need to invent a hero about this whole situation. Trump is not a hero. He's evil. I'm sick of not saying evil what it is. Call evil by its true name. Call evil by its true name, right? Sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about the Trump as a hero narrative thing going on down in the comment section down below. If you'd like to support my channel and the things that I do here on this channel, go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon, which is linked in the description below and in the top comments. $1 a month, I'd appreciate it. Keeps videos like this continually pumping out. If not, then fine by me. Have a lovely day or night wherever you're at. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your Nick and Night, be my Laurel, low. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.